G'day everyone, it's SDS Supercoach here, providing Supercoach content for you. You can check me out on Twitter at Stephen D. W. Smith. I'll just do it again. G'day everyone, it's SDS Supercoach here, providing Supercoach content for you. You can check me out on Twitter at Stephen D. W. Smith and on Instagram, SDS_Supercoach_YT. Now we are here to do my final team reveal. So this is going to be it. The rookies may change, but I think I'm locked and loaded for like my first 18 players. The bench may change due to who's playing or not, but we'll wait and see. Before I start, I've still got 3 spots left in my SDS Supercoach League. So you can check it out. And it's 605185, so that's the code. So you can go and check it out. That'd be great. 3 spots left, first come, first serve. And yeah, that would be great if you've got any spots left with leagues. Anyway, let's get straight into it. So, my final team reveal. So, we'll start at D1 where I have got Jake Lloyd. He hasn't really left my side. I have flirted the idea with maybe downgrading him to a Ridley, but I just don't want to really worry about upgrading him whatsoever. I just know that he should be a D6 option or a top 6 defender option throughout the year, where Ridley, I made sure he could be, but I just know Lloyd's a bit more of a guarantee. And that's what I've prioritised with this team. I'm making sure that I've got the best, I've got the best main premiums in each line that I feel like will score the best. So Lloyd, I'm very happy to have in the side. Hasn't barely left it. Now at D2, I have got Jaden Short, who I think will be the #1 man for this year in Supercoach down back. He's just such a handy option without Bashahuli. I've said this for a lot of team videos, so I'll try to make it a bit shorter. But yeah, I just think you can't go wrong with the short pick here. Now at D3, I've got Lockie Whitfield. Let's hope he can stay healthy, play enough games to where he can be a top 8 scorer in defence. And yeah, he's a very handy option to have in the side, very cheap. Most people have jumped on him at 50%. That's good. I should probably have my team up. I'll turn my phone off. All right, so at D4, we've also got George Hewitt. Yep. First time, I might have had him in my last team update, but yeah, he's jumped into my side. With how limited the defence is at the minute with rookie options, I thought, yeah, let's just throw Hewitt in there as my D4. He really showed some good signs in the pre-season matches where he should be able to lock down, being in the midfield for Carlton or get pushed out or a wing or a half forward line. I think there's a couple of others in contention for that. Now at D5, who have I got? Yep. Now this one's touch and go. I'm banking on him playing Josh Sin. If he doesn't play, I think I've got a backup plan, but it's a lot messier. Don't like it as much, but it includes bringing in Heath Chapman, who I've had in my side for a few days, but let's just pray that Sin plays. So that's what I'm banking on. I mean, Ken Hinkley loves to play the kids, but he is ruthless at the selection table, where if there's an underperforming match from the previous week, he won't be shy to drop 4 players out of nowhere. So it'll be interesting to see how if Sin gets picked. I'm praying he gets picked. I'm hoping for everyone here he gets picked because they'll save a lot of headaches. And this bloke's been on my side ever since my mate Jordan recommended him for me. Paddy Mccarten is my D6. Yeah, it seems like he's a lockdown back. He'll play with his brother Tom in defence. Let's just hope he can stay on the park, not getting concussion issues or whatnot. So let's hope, for Supercoach's sake and for his career and his mental health and all that he can stay all good on the park. At D7, I have got Josh Gibb. Oh, that's not how you spell it. Gibcus. So he's been confirmed for round 1 to play for Richmond on Thursday night against Carlton. which is obviously great. He's not going to be a great scorer, hence why I've got him on the bench. But yeah, I think with the limited amount of defensive rookies, we've just got to, you know, not overthink this. We need to make sure that we hope to get 4 rookies down back to play round 1. And that's just making sure, and I'm just prioritising that. And at D8, hopefully we get this bloke as well. Otherwise, it's going to be total disaster. Sam De Koning. Again, he's not going to be a crazy scorer, so that's why I've got him on the bench. But you'd like to hope that he plays. He shows some good signs in the practice matches, but it is Chris Scott. He doesn't like getting too experimental with young blokes, but we'll see if that changes this year. I know the CEO for Geelong, forgot his name, but he wants there to be more youth driven through the side throughout the year, so that's fine. Now, M1, Jack McRae. Not much to talk about this bloke. What a star he is. What a great Supercoach player he is. If you don't start him, you're mad. The Dogs played I think their first 9 games where they've confirmed the times. They're all super early, easy vice captain option. Yeah, I've locked him in. M2, I've gone Jack Steele. Again, I'm not messing around with this midfield. I'm making sure that I've got the grouse midfield options and the grouse rookie options. And I think Jack Steele should be able to carry last year's second half season form into next season. So I'm really excited for that and to have him in my side, hopefully for the whole year. Took Miller, another one where he's just going to be, I think I know he's only done it for 1 year, but I just think he's such a safe option. He tries his guts out every single week on the park for the Suns. And he's going to lead by example as captain, and I'm sure Jack Steele will as well. So that's fantastic to get him in my side. I'm not messing around here with these midfielders. Lockie Neal is my M4. Everyone's got him, 51%. Just such a cheap option with, you know, the capabilities of him as a player is amazing. As we saw, he won a Brownlow. And yeah, I'm very happy to have him in my side. No pre-season interruptions. I think that's going to be the common theme with the majority of my players in this team. Barely any pre-season issues for the whole pre-season. So very good to have him. And now we're heading into Horn Francis. Yes, I've bypassed Cripps. I've bypassed Rowell. I've bypassed Berry. I just think we've got enough rookie options here to where I'm not really sure if I'm going to need Rowell or Berry. Now, that could bite me in the ass, but I'm sure they'll probably score better than all these rookies early days. But I think it's just the long-term view for this team, where Horn Francis, he'll probably get forward status throughout the year. And yeah, he's just such a good, he's such a good talent, and he should be able to get us some good scores for this year. Even as a forward, he might be able to sneak a couple of goals, maybe 18 touches when he gets the odd couple of centre bounce attendances. And yeah, he should be. I'm very happy to have him on my side. And then Nick Dacos, pretty basic pick. I've got him as my rising star, as most people have. And yeah, not much to talk about this bloke. He's just a super young talent who's going to play off the halfback. He's going to get a couple of centre bounce attendances. So it's going to be good to watch for him. At M7, I've got Josh Ward for Hawthorn, who, with the rebuilding Hawks side, where I think they're going to prioritise the youth so much more compared to what they have in the past. So I think even with Tom Mitchell and Jago O'Meara to come back into that midfield, I still think Ward's going to get a pretty decent opportunity in the centre bounces. Probably, actually, he'll probably get more opportunity than Dacos and Ward in the guts. Dacos and Horn Francis in the guts. So I've seen people put him at M9. I can understand their thinking when you're trying to fit in Rowell and Berry, but I think Ward's going to be a very good scorer for us. and it's going to be too hard to just find a way to put him back into that midfield. If you've got him on the bench, it's going to be really hard. Who are you going to bench? Horn Francis, Dacos, or Berry, or Rowell, that sort of stuff. So I'm very happy with Ward here. And then Dylan Stevens, who's got a very good role at Sydney, looks like he's ready to step up and show the hype that when he was a top 5 pick, he's ready to step up into that role with Sydney. He tended a lot of centre bounces. He got a lot of handball receives when getting the ball out of the midfield as a centre bounce. So that's always good. Now, okay, I've got Pedler, who I think's touch and go for round 1. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. I'm not sure the extent of it, but I've got him as a bit of a, if he plays or not, I think he's going to be a good option throughout the year for Adelaide as they're rebuilding. They took him at pick 11, was it? Where it was a bit of a surprise. I think it was meant to go, somewhere in the 30s or 40s, but they picked him pick 11. They really like him, I assume, because of it. So I think we're going to expect to see a bit of footy from him this year. Even if he doesn't play round 1, I'm not stressed. I guess I can put him as my loophole. Now, who else have I got? I've got Connor McDonald for Hawthorn. Same things could be said that I said for Ward. I think Hawthorn are going to give a lot of opportunities to these young players, and I think Connor McDonald's going to be a beneficiary of it. Where I don't think he's going to play much in the guts this year. It looks like it's going to be more wing, half forward type of thing, but that's fine. He averaged really well in the NAB League when he played. Obviously, there weren't a heap of games, but that's promising signs for Connor McDonald and for Hawthorn's future. So I'm pretty happy to have him on the side. I think he's more nailed than most of these 117K blokes, but maybe not as much as this man right here, Brady Hugh, who has been confirmed to play round 1. We'll have to see. Oh, got a text. We'll have to see, of course, if he stays in the side, because West Coast do have a lot of injuries, but at the same time, they will have a lot of blokes that will eventually come back to the side, including Alex Witherden, who's obviously a half-back for Brisbane Lions player, where Brady Hugh might be playing. It seems like he could be playing off the half-back line. So that is concerning, but if he can put in a good shift against West Coast, and I think West Coast have got enough injuries to deal with, I think they would prioritise in selection picking one of their draftees over an SPP player, like Nash or Joyce. I know Joyce is injured, but I think they'll prioritise playing Hugh over blokes like them. There's a Freo bloke, former Freo bloke, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but it's Luke, starting with S. Anyway, ruck, we have got Max Gorn. Now, if you guys saw my last team update video and every other one, it involved Sean Darcy. But then it got to a point to me where, is it just too much to deal with? I think he's had like 4 different niggles during pre-season, and I think that's just too much. If he could deal with one, I'd be a little bit happy with selecting Darcy. But I think as well, Gorn showed during the pre-season where he can take a few intercept marks while playing around the ground, which is good to see when Jackson's, the ruck for the time being. So that I think I just feel a lot safer with Gorn. And then obviously I'm going to go with Brody Grundy. Sorry, my leg's a bit dead. Oh, Brody Grundy. So Grundy, he's lost a few kilos. He's looking a lot lighter, and he looks a lot leaner. And new coach, new point to prove for Brody. So I think he's going to be a great selection and get back to his best. Hopefully 120 plus, but might be more like 118, stuff like that, where last year was averaging 115. Now at 3, I've got Hugh Dixon, where he should be playing some early games, especially without Jack Darling. Yes, he's gotten vaccinated, but he's injured his foot, so he's out for a month, the poor bloke. So yeah, I think Dixon should be safe for a few weeks, and he's not going to make us much money. Neither will I may as well add him now. Jack Hayes. So they're my loops for this season. For ruck and forward, obviously I'm not going to start Jack Hayes, but it looks like he's set to play round one. It hasn't been confirmed by the club, but it looks like he's going to be ready to play round one, which is good to see. So I'm pretty happy with that for Jack Hayes. And yeah, he's going to mainly play as a forward, but I think that for a 102k, that's fine with me. Don't worry, he's not starting. Josh Dunkley is my F1. And yeah, he's just such an easy pick to go with. He's got to be an absolute lock, considering the amount of, questionable. I mean, every year it's like this. There's questionable forward premiums, but I think Dunkley's just going to be the biggest lock, maybe. And if it's not Dacos, it's Dunkley for the biggest lock of the season. Oh, maybe Mccarten. Oh, there's a few options, but Dunkley F1, he's going to be fantastic for us, and he should. Let's just hope that he stays injury free, not injure his shoulder again. Zach Butters, he was out of my side for a little bit during pre-season, but he's jumped right back in, full-time midfielder. He's going to be fantastic for us as a selection down forward. I'm very happy to have him in the side. Should be able to punch out some 120s here and there, I reckon. I think that's the ceiling on him. Stephen Caniglio. He's just so cheap for what his capabilities are. It doesn't seem like he's going to be playing as a pressure forward like he was at the end of last year. Looks like he's ready to go as a full-time midfielder, which is great. And if he's a full-time midfielder, I reckon there's a decent chance he stays as a keeper, Jack Siebel-esque, and maybe even higher ceiling than that. Well, I mean, I'll say Caniglio could be more consistent, maybe not punch out these random 170s like Siebel was early in the season last year, but Caniglio, yeah, you got to lock him in. What's his percentage? 72. Yep, got to get him in. And then I've gone with a very interesting one. I'm not very happy with it, but I've gone with him, Mitch Mcgovern, who is going to be an intercepting third tall for Carlton. It seems like it can be a position where it's a little bit harder to get injured. I think as you're a lot more free, yes, you're jumping and leaping for marks, but it's a little contact free, that role. So I think that's why we saw Aaron Hall thrive in it. Now, obviously he wasn't an intercept defender, but we see those seagull / intercept defending players. Just, it's a little bit, not as much of an injury risk compared to, inside mid or whatever it may be, but I'm pretty happy with. I'm not pretty happy with it, but McGovern's in the side, and yeah, he could easily burn me. We'll see how it goes, but I don't mind the old risk. Not as much of a risk. Tristan Sherry. Tristan Sherry looks like he's ready to go to combine with Gorn in the ruck. If anything, maybe Sherry's going to be more of going to spend more time in the ruck compared to Goldie, which is good. We compare these other North Melbourne talls, Callum Coleman-Jones. I think he's more suited as a forward. Comben, I don't think is anywhere near it at the minute, and if anything, he's probably more of a forward. Goldstein's 34 years old. He's going to have to eventually start slowing down in terms of playing full-time ruck week in, week out. I think Sherry's ready to go to be that, and he showed that during pre-season where he turned up. Now, Corey Durden for Carlton, he's got a little calf niggle, but he should play and he should be locked in. With Honey injured, with Eddie Betts retiring, not sure what the go is on Owies, but he should be fine for it. So if you have Durden and Owies down there, that's a cheeky little small forward options for Carlton. So I'm excited for Durden. Yeah, I was tossing up originally whether do I actually need him on the do I actually need him, and if anything on the bench when I could probably downgrade to Baldwin, who could get a similar output. I think Durden's just more he's more locked in to stay in the side compared to Baldwin, where once one of Francis or Harry Jones comes back from injury, I think he's out of the side unless he impresses really well, where I think there's more chance of Durden impressing and locking him into that Carlton forward line even more. So, yeah, I've got Durden there for now. And then lastly, sorry. I haven't put in Rochelle. It's because of Jack Hayes. Me putting him at F1's really confused me. So, Josh Rochelle, who's going to be my F6. Durden's still going to be F7. Rochelle, I mean, he's even more locked in compared to Durden. Playing small forward as well. I heard Kane Corn say he could be a Stevie Johnson 2.0. We'll have to wait and see, of course, but he certainly looks like a talent, judging from what I saw in the preseason. So I'll pick him with ease. If he doesn't get injured, he's playing 22 games. It's as simple as that. So that's my side. If Sin doesn't get picked, I might have to fiddle around a bit with the rookies. I might even have to downgrade Durden for Baldwin to fit in Chapman. And I've got a lot of money in the bank as well, which I don't hate. This is my preferred structure for the side because I've got the money in the bank and I'm pretty happy with it. I've got all the right rookies and I've got all the right rookies and I've got all the good premiums that I'm very happy with. I'm basically happy with each and every one of my premiums. You've got Hewitt, who's like a mid-price premium, but I can imagine him staying my side for a while. He could be a luxury upgrade for the end of the season. So that's my side. And now I'll just quickly go through who, because this will probably be my last video until Sunday, where I do a team review, a round review for round one. So I may as well show you who's going to be captain, vice captain. And I am going to go with, so vice captain's going to be McRae. That's as easy as it gets. You may as well lock him in that blue colour for the next 8 weeks. And yep, captain's going to be Tuke Miller against West Coast, who are depleted at the minute. I think it's going to be a pretty, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer, actually, to be honest. Grundy going against Marshall, Gorn, well, I mean, he's mixed with McRae. Steele could go well against Collingwood, but I think West Coast side's a bit weaker in the guts compared to Collingwood. And then anyone else I wouldn't really consider for now. So I think Tuke Miller is locked in. If McRae scores, what should be the limit? I think if he gets a 1, I want to keep it simple for round one. Let me just warm myself into the season. If McRae can get a 120 plus, I think McRae will stay as my captain. But Miller could easily go 150. Let's be honest here. And maybe it's a risk you're willing to take if McRae can score if McRae even scores 130. But I think if McRae can score 120 plus, then I'm ready to make sure he's the captain for this week. Thanks for watching. That is my final side. Now the rookies may change depending on who's playing or who's not playing. If Sin doesn't play, that gives me quite the headache. Maybe what will happen is I bring in Gibcus, and I'm just going to have to deal with Gibcus being my D5, but I'm pretty sure Mccarten will score a lot better than Gibcus, to be honest. And yeah, I'll just have to deal with, hopefully, if both Sin or De Koning don't play, I might go mad. I don't know what to do. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you check out the Supercoach League if you've got a couple more spots left. Couple of spots left. 605-185. And thank you for watching. Cheers.